We are. Hello, Internet Land. I'm Big D, and welcome to the Game Craft Dragon. Lady D is still at work. Let me adjust this camera. We're not getting a good shot. All right. I don't do too much. My gigantic head in there. All right, here we go. We are live. Hello, family. How are we? Let me quick hit Discord, make sure everybody knows. We're live. All right. So, hello, Phoenix. So, yeah. This week. Been a good week, been a busy week. Getting some traction, getting some stuff done. Gotten a bunch of stuff done the last few days. We are almost done with our Custodes army. We have 2 bike captains yet to complete, and I have a couple of guardians, which are elite versions of troop guys. I've got 2 of them. I've got 1 done. I got 2 more of those to done. So those, I got 4 units there to finish up. And then today, oh man, I got my Valerian and Alea, which up until War of the Spider came out was utterly worthless. Heinrich, whoop, whoop. Commodore is in town. Hello, hello. So yeah, I mean, so I got that to work on. I have started work on my Ragnar. Starting to lay down some base colors on him. Getting some good work done on him. I also have a Contemptor for my Space Wolves. I am starting up, and a bunch more Space Wolves. I'm trying to knock out a bunch of Space Wolves before we go live with 9th edition. I got a few things I still want to do for my wolves. So I don't know. I want to try and knock out most of what I have before. Oh, very nice, Dave. Thank you. Very cool. I'll let her know that she's working right now. She should be home shortly. I don't know. It depends on how her back is. She may pop in. She may pop out. Yeah, good old tacos and old-fashioned tacos. Just a little tortillas, a little bit of meat, cheese, and the whole 9 yards. Good old taco day. So what we got on the bench? Well, we already talked about that. And I'm starting to look at Nurgling stuff. I got this boy primed, and I started painting his wings. So my Demon Prince of Nurgle is getting underway. I also have taken a bunch of my Cromlech bits and kind of stitched them together, going through some spare weapons and whatnot I have to put together another squad of Plague Marines, because you can never have enough Plague Marines. You know, it's funny. Let's first talk about on the bench, and then we'll get into it, because a lot of them I'm going to talk about tonight is War of the Spider. I know War of the Spider came out last week. I've actually had the last day where I have been basically reading it nonstop, other than reading it and rereading it, and then going out to some of the sites and seeing how some of the things translate and come back. Because I'm not a genius. There's some things I don't always understand. So, but I'm trying and looking at some things. Like, let me come back to that. So otherwise on the bench, real quick, last thing I have on the bench, I have finally started cracking down on this. I'm putting together pieces to build this bad boy. This cannon is coming out. There's going to be a better cannon put in the front here. I've got some side sponsons I'm going to put in there. This Orc Battle Wagon is going to be pretty cool. These front wheels are going to move back here. We're going to have 4 wheels in the back. I have different wheels to go up front. This whole back end is going to be flattened out and turned into like a pickup truck. I'm actually going to put the death cannon on here, so it's only going to be able to hold 12 guys. It's going to be meant as an assault vehicle, a heavy-duty assault vehicle. But since it's open-topped, the unit that's in there will be able to fire as well, which is why I'm probably going to stick my squad of 8 Ludos with a clever spanner in there and just use this thing to assault the crap out of stuff. Miguel, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, I just got a bunch of stuff going on. Trying to finish up the last couple pieces that I need for my Imperial Guard army. Well, at least that I needed for my Imperial Guard army before 9th edition was announced. So I'm kind of in a holding pattern there. Because they have said that points are going up on like a lot of guys. Basic troops are going to be going up in points. And one of the things about Imperial Guard is they're cheap. Well, if they're going to make my guys expensive, I'm going to have to rethink things. Plus, there's a lot of new rules with the whole the way detachments are going to work that we don't know yet. So I'm trying to build for 8th, but I mean, 9th is honestly, we probably have a month until 9th. I would say honestly, we're going to start seeing Indominus boxes. My best guess from people I talk to, we're probably going to see pre-sales for Indominus. We're probably going to see pre-sales for Indominus start 2 weeks after they dropped Pariah, or probably even a week after Pariah. It's hard to say. They're just doing all the previews for Pariah. That means it'll probably go on pre-sale this weekend, meaning Pariah will be out a week after that, maybe, because there's only 2 figures that are coming out for that set. Sorry, Necrons. Well, but you're getting an edition, so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, you guys are getting a crap ton of all new figures in the new edition box. And again, rumor mill tells me that the Necrons are actually going to be the first codex released. You guys are going to be getting your codex pretty much right off the jump. So that's a good sign for you guys. You'll get a brand new codex with all the new toys and all the new stuff. Well, hello, Plague Job. You going to come and sit with me until Mother shows up, or are you just going to stand there? Don't break nothing. It's a chair. Why are you having problems with the chair?
Because
this is why I don't want to teach this child to drive, because they're going to be, parallel. If they got a parallel park a chair like that, I don't even want to see them trying to parallel park a car.
well, it was right. Space.
Camera angle, and there we are. All right. So yeah, I mean, the word I got is that the Indominus box is going on pre-sale on the 15th. It should drop 2 weeks later, be the 29th. If I looked at a calendar, those dates sound right. I believe those are both Saturdays. Let me quick look here. No, that's not right. The 15th. So you're looking at.
This would be a Wednesday.
Yeah, probably means that it's going to go on pre-sale on the 18th, and it'll be dropped. But they wanted to have it up by end of July, so I don't know. Are they dropping the 11th? Dropping the 25th? Probably going to be 18th in the first. Just going by the things I hear. Just completely take it a speculation that you want. Warm Mutt. Hello. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The PA is going to have one guy in it for the Necrons. Although it's going to have a bunch of like battlegrounds and new battle formations or what. I don't even know what to expect out of Pariah. Honestly, the new Inquisitor looks interesting. I'm not going to use it. I'm gonna get the model. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to convert that thing immediately. I'm going to actually make a company commander, like a company commander for my Imperial Guard out of that figure, because I want to have a lady leading my army, and she with her little pet dragon looks awesome. But I don't know, the what they've shown for the stats of the model so far aren't that good as far as I'm concerned. And actually, after seeing,
just excited for the Necron stuff.
Yeah, I mean, after Greyfax, it's kind of hard to get. It's kind of hard to get excited about any Inquisition character. Honestly, Greyfax is so good. If you want an Inquisitor in your army, Greyfax. Well, Warmut, you do remember the thing we were talking about that when Freak's daughter fought with a boy. You got to remember, son, Forge World. Know that. Understand that. Remember that, and we'll get along just fine.
Luckily, all you have to meet is micro.
No. All right, so let's see. So yeah, that's what's on the bench. Lady D's got a bunch of stuff she's working on. But when she gets back, if she's up for it, we'll have her show off. This one is a bunch of primed warriors for like 2 weeks, and they haven't touched them.
I just
You primed them.
I primed them, and I just hadn't been in the mood to paint. So next time you're available, I'm going to have you set up the silver on the airbrush.
So you're gonna lay down that
base coat.
Lay down that base coat. All right.
I was gonna do it like.
I was running the airbrush for a good part of yesterday.
Yeah, but yesterday I was in the mood.
Yeah, but they weren't in the mood. They were asleep. Let's be honest. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been asleep for 4 hours because I didn't go to bed till noon. I stayed up all night.
That's not too cool.
Pretty close now.
No, you got like half wrong.
All righty then.
Yeah, no.
Here's the thing. Lead Belcher comes in a can. It does. And it goes on thick. It also comes in air. Done. If I'm going to use spray cans, I'm going to support my local hobby store. But I'm not going to spend $20 on a can of silver spray paint when I can go get a can of Model Master silver spray paint for a third of the price.
It's not much.
I think technically a Smith & Wesson is a lead belcher, but just saying. Yeah, no, I probably will. I gotta go get some more zip kicker because I'm getting low on it, and I've been doing a lot of printing lately. Yeah, actually, I found there's an aged steel, I think is the name of the color, that actually works out really well. Yeah, Nate, that's the thing. It's crazy. I'm going to show you at least for my American viewers, they can do this. I'm going to show you my solution for priming. Comes in black, white, and gray. Also comes in a clear matte coat, but I don't like the clear matte coat. Also,
as you're holding the clear matte coat.
Yeah, because I use that. I use it for terrain. Here it is. Aha. Tester spray primer. Now that I'm getting back into actual modeling, the tester sprays, I got a local store that I can get this can for about $4, $4 to $5, USD. Which, considering that a can of the gold, I think the gold is the best example. I wanted to get a thing of Retributor. Yeah, I know that feeling. I wanted to get a can of Retributor Gold to do my Space Marines in, or do my my Custodes in, and the Retributor Gold is more expensive than any of the other sprays. It's $24 USD for a can of spray paint. I'm like, hang the crap on. I went and got the Testers aged gold in a spray can this size, and that was $5. Yeah, 24 USD for a can of gold spray paint. Now, admittedly, it's the full size can. It's a full size can of spray paint. As a
Rust-Oleum, like ones in all sorts of colors.
Yeah, but those are really thick. You don't want to use those too often. I tried that. I actually tried using the Rust-Oleum real metal gold spray.
Use it for trans, so.
Yeah, and using it on minis, it's crap. Using the regular paints, spray paints on the minis is crap because it's too thick.
Yeah.
But that's why I use the tester stuff. And the tester's gold came out beautifully. And again, it's like $5 for a can of that. I don't use that much. But I get this size cans of primer, and the primer, specifically the 2X primers, are really super thin, and they're $4
for primary. They don't want them to get too thick.
Yeah, and they're $4. I give a light dusting to my minis. They're done, and I got plenty of primer, and I can get them in black, gray, or white. I prefer the white most of the time, although for some things I'll do black. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Retributor Gold is super expensive. It's just stupidly expensive. It's like they're using real gold in it or something. Look at that. It's like they're using real gold or something in there. It's stupidly expensive. And I was just like, no way. I'm gonna go use testers. And I mean, yeah, idea here. This is using the Testers Gold spray as the base coat, and it comes out great. Yeah, I mean, there's no loss of detail. It's nice and thin. It goes on nice and even. Nobody did. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Australian fans. I really do. Australian hobbyists, I feel really bad for you guys. It's not just GW, but on a whole, I mean, the amount of money you guys got to pay, because I guess you guys got crazy import taxes or something, but just everybody. I mean, the prices for you guys for everything is just stupidly expensive. It's no wonder that there are a good number of secondhand casting companies, companies out there that make basically they make casts of the I hope so, buddy. Yeah, I mean all of them. They just for whatever reason they get shafted. There's a number of Hong Kong-based and Russia-based recasters, and their main target audience is Australia. I mean, talk to Weather Pig, and I mentioned prices for some of the kits over here, and he was just like, "Oh God." They're expensive over there for, I mean, we're talking non-hobby kits. We're talking just regular modeling kits. And he's like, it's crazy expensive. And what's funny is what you end up with is that, and it's just a generalization, but I found it so far to be true. A lot of the hobby content providers on YouTube that are Australia-based, because things are so expensive, they spend a lot more care and time on the stuff they get. So the quality of the stuff that they end up as final production is just ridiculously high end. If anybody's familiar with Luke Towan and his Railroad series, that guy does stuff. That guy does stuff with his railroading that is just ridiculous. And then you got again, Kaiju Shorts, Weather Pig, a couple of hobby guys that just do crazy, crazy cool stuff. Miscast Terrain, actually one of my favorite terrain channels. He finds amazing ways to reuse and not waste a darn thing. Again, a lot of it's because of price point. And I think what a lot of these companies need to realize, as 3D printing becomes lower costed and lower costed and lower costed, RFD Hobby does as well. Yeah, you very good point there. As the cost for 3D printing goes down and the accessibility goes up and the ease of use goes up, they're going to need to shift with the times and figure things out. Because if they don't, they're going to see their numbers drop because people are just going to make their own miniatures. Jazza is ridiculous. Jazza is ridiculous. And he's recently started really getting into hobby miniatures. He just did a collaboration with the Miniature Maniac, which was amazing to see. So yeah, I mean, I love seeing the hobby from eyes all over the world. I think every country that you see something very different and very interesting from their perspective. I found that most of the really good and that's what I started doing terrain, because I mean, to try and even buy terrain, even when you're buying like the non-GW terrain, it's still crazy expensive. And considering that I figured out how to outfit a table, hey, Mini Apocalypse, what's up, buddy? Figured out how to terrain. I can cover an entire table in terrain for about $40 if I'm just going for baseline materials. Time is involved, but I'm working on a set of modular towers to make my own Mechanica style terrain, and I mean, it's mainly just chipboard and soup cans. So
it's freaking cool.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. In 9th edition, because how important they're making terrain out to be, the thing is that it'd be curious on how they could even try that. You know, it'd be interesting to see how they would do print licensing, especially. I have to look into that one, Sina Dave. I mean, there's a reason why when I started this channel, 4 years ago, I started off doing just terrain. Yeah. XPS foam is the way to go. I mean, we've got crates of it filled up here.
Is that the pink stuff?
Yeah, the pink stuff. Between
yes, there's this
gigantic trays of it.
Yeah. Hi.
How's your back?
I need to sit down.
Okay. The plague child leaves us.
Oh yeah, I started.
A new challenger has entered the arena.
I just started, but that does not taste like Dr. Pepper.
We bring in.
Hello, everybody. I just came home from work.
We have tacos. She'll also probably want tomatoes and lettuce since I have both.
I guess. So hi everybody, I'm here. I just got home from work. It's a little crazy. I see lots of new people that I have not had quite the interactions with. So hello to Nate and to Minneapolis. Hi guys. Of course, the Commodore buns over now, please. It just be gone. Heinrich, hello, darling. I know there's more people because I can see there are 10 people watching us.
Yeah.
So, what have I missed?
We talked about what's on the bench and how prices are crazy in Australia and now alternate paint schemes are awesome. Yeah, I can take that. Sorry.
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
You know, remember when we went to Games Universe and I was going to get that can of the gold spray paint? That was like $24 or
Yeah.
what was it? 24? Was it 27? It was ridiculous.
Like that. It was stupid.
It was stupid. And I was like, oh hell no. Nate just looked it up. Apparently in Australia, that same can of paint is $42.
Hi, Phoenix. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, darling.
Now, speaking of Saturday, real quick note on here for any of my UK friends, fans, fam, all you guys. This Saturday we're going to do our once a month UK stream. So
it's our very first one that we're going to be doing.
So it's going to be set up.
Get a plate?
There's a plate right behind you. So it's our very first attempt at trying to do a UK stream. So it's going to be set at 10 a.m. Central US time, which ends up being a 4 o'clock UK time. 4 o'clock.
Really freaking stingy when it comes to putting stuff inside these. You know that? I didn't want to overfill it. I don't know how you like it. I did a thick layer of meat on the bottom, so shut up.
Mm-hmm. Go make your mother 2 more. More meat.
Does that mean I can have 2 more?
Yeah, you don't have to have 2. I had 4. They're little tacos. They're itty bitty tacos. So yeah, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Central, 4 p.m. London time, England time, whatever you call it, UK time. We're going to be doing a UK friendly stream as requested by our friend Kaiser over at Modeling for Advantage. So hopefully we'll get some of the guys from Chilling War Gamers and a couple other of our UK buddies to pop by and say hi. And I just got over what I got on my bench. What do you got on your bench, Lady D?
Well, I finished the Amazon that is going to be a present for our dear friend, the Miniatures Paintbrush, Rob at TMP. She was a lot of experimentation and a lot of fun, learning how to do bronzing and whatnot on her shield and her chest piece.
And she started work on her goth elf.
Mm-hmm. As requested by our dear friend Hell Charlotte, Hell Works. And I got a thing of Lust Elves from Raging Heroes. I kit bashed the crap out of one of them, added a head and hair, and or changed her weapons up, so she's a succubus now. Wee-hee. That better? Yes. Then the last thing I've really got going on over here is what? She will eventually get a base and whatnot, but this gorgeous kit bashed lady is the chapter master / company commander to my custom salamanders group, the Emerald Aegeus.
So this is started as an Argax Agatone figure, and that's what they will count as when they're on the field. But custom head, custom backpack, custom hair, big old girl.
Her head is actually a 3D print that he gave me. The braids actually came from the Alpha, the Sylvan of Alpha Blood Bowl team that I got a bunch of the
Wood elf
pieces for.
Unfortunately, they're from the old world. They're Wood Elves, the Wood Elf Blood Bowl team. There was a set of hair on one of them that I could not get to stick on properly, would not stay, so I said chucked it in the box of bits.
And she has a little bun that her dreads are coming out, her braids are coming out of, that is actually nothing but green stuff. Lots of shaving and whatnot to make it so she's not quite the same. I left off the thigh guards because for whatever reason I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, it doesn't need those. So yeah, that's my girl, and her name is Scala.
So we're hoping to get her some more salamanders soon.
Because we're planning on playing for the Indominus box over who gets the Marine hat.
Yes, we are. I have agreed to this. So if you win, I can't steal them.
I'll elect them first.
You better prime them first. You better.
All right. I will happily build them all and prime them then.
Because then I won't want them.
Yeah, you have to build and prime things. And then the last thing I have is this gorgeous, gorgeous figure. Just like with the Warrioress, the Warrior Queen, and my Goth Druid, she is a design from the Artisans Guild. They term her as Artemis, the goddess of hunt.
She is the boss figure that goes with the Amazons set.
No, she's part of the Elves. Actually.
No,
you're right.
No, I don't borrow them indefinitely. They're mine. If I take them, they're mine. I'll allow other people to borrow them from me, but once I have taken them and painted them, they're mine. So I would suck. I could never be a commission painter. Thanks for giving me these models. And you paid me for them too. Thanks.
So I did find one slight downside to this painting all these very big figures that I have been. I forgot how to paint little ones.
She didn't forget. She's done so many big ones in a row. She's like, oh crap, these are little. It's kind of funny watching her and listening to her because she's painting these big ones. They're coming out beautifully. They're gorgeous. Primed her Lust Elves. She starts on one. She's like,
I need a smaller brush.
I forgot how little these figures are.
They're the same size as height-wise. They're the same size as the Drukhari Elves. They're just a lot scrawnier.
They're really slim. They're very slim.
Mm-hmm.
I had to replace an arm that didn't work out for her. Thank you, Henrik. I had to print a replacement arm for her, and I started with a Drukari arm that I had a print size for.
And I had plenty of Drukari arms, I would like to point out.
I had to take a Drukari arm and shrink it to 75% so that it fit the girth of these little frail arms these little things have. Mm-hmm.
Which is hilarious because their hands are the same size.
Mm-hmm. They're just not muscular. They're just little wafy.
These girls are not.
They're very wafy.
Mm-hmm. There's already lots of fun dialogue of them dealing with his wolves as I'm painting them in frost wolf colors.
Space wolf colors.
Whatever.
Frost wolves are orcs.
All I'm hearing is mew, mew, mew.
She's so mean to me.
And you keep coming back for the abuse.
Yeah.
Go away now. This is my food and I am not sharing.
Plague Child! Bring me another, please. Yeah, not a taco, though. A beverage. I'm in need of a beverage.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
What?
I've talked about Game so much, they started playing it.
Is that what they're doing?
I know the sound effects.
All right. So, okay, so that's on the bench. I think we've covered everything we've got on the bench. Yeah, so we're going to move on to...
Well, I didn't show the dancer.
You know, I want to get an FDM printer as well. Probably next year's purchase will be an FDM printer. I want to get a bigger scale printer, mainly for printing terrain, honestly. I've got access to a bunch of really great STLs, and the idea of quick printing a bunch of terrain to fill out a table. One of the biggest problems, we have a really great community here in my local area, a lot of players. But to be bluntly honest, the amount of terrain that you can do same on a table, i.e., hi, I want to set up a tournament where I have, 5 tables and they all have the same terrain. That's not happening. It's just not happening. It seems like every store has like the same 4 tables. They've got a Mechanicus table, they've got a Ruins table, and then they've got 2 AOS tables. And then they've got a table that they've got all this junk extra terrain that they sits on that doesn't really do much of anything. So
it's where they store the other terrain.
Yeah, it's where they store the other terrain when it's not being used. So, I mean, you can get together 2 tables worth of a really good game, but that's it. I want a beverage. And that's the thing. I'm actually, because I love terrain, and I've been the blue ones. I've been messing around with Tinkercad for a bit. It was shown to me by another maker who does he prints out Tinkercad plans and then cuts them to foam. So I have some ideas on how to do a little bit. I would like to get some work in Blender and see how difficult that is to work in and design some stuff.
And it's not really that hard. There's a little bit of a learning curve. I am about that much familiar with Blender. I can make a sword and a car.
Did you take a class on it or something?
2.
When did you do that?
When I was trying to help with Dawnstone.
Oh, okay.
Because the 3D modeler was
an idiot. Yeah, I remember that. Huh. Well, and my love of architecture. I mean, I love architecture. When she first moved out here, she found out one of my favorite pastimes is we're gonna go to different parts of town and because we've got some like real historic architecture here in town. So I would go
There's a
around.
log cabin that's like 200 years old here in town. It's beautiful.
So we would just go around and I would snap pictures of stuff for ideas for building terrain. And I think if I could figure out Blender, I could do some pretty cool terrain.
Probably.
I have to look into that.
Watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah, well, it's not like I don't already watch a lot of YouTube. I'll take a look at it then, because I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely interested.
You have it on your computer.
I do. Well, I do now. All right. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I have all my music stuff on here, so I had no idea I had that too. Blender. Go play your game. So yeah,
Just remember, the Emperor's a dick.
that's not our emperor. Their emperor. We have a different emperor. It's a different game. It's not a good game.
It's
All
a
right.
train wreck.
All right. So as I said earlier, starting off, because this is the review of the War of the Spider book,
Which I have absolutely no idea about.
but I can get your input on things.
How am I supposed to give you my input if I've never read it?
Because I'll explain things that I've learned. So,
Yes, Miles Monster.
oh, Miles a monster. I haven't read any. The funny thing is, I haven't read any of the lore yet. I've been just reading over the rules and reading over the stratagems and whatnot. I can say right off the bat, the biggest winners of anybody in this book, and I would say probably the biggest winners of all of the Psychic Awakening so far, gotta be the Sisters of Silence. They went from they're not really usable, they're not really useful to, oh, I could just chuck them in an army and they're cool. So yes, just nod your head and say that's nice. You don't want to use that one, you want to use the white one. The black one's for my phone.
Whatever.
It's different. It's a Nokia. They couldn't be normal. So anyhow, yeah, the Sisters Silence really got a nice buff. Here's the first thing about them. They don't have the HQ units.
Where's the box?
What box?
The one that arrived today. I just want to look at that.
So you can take a Vanguard attachment of Sisters of Silence, and they don't have to have an HQ in them. You don't get any bonus points for having a Vanguard detachment, but you don't have to have an HQ. And you can have up to 3. Considering they have 3 units and they're all elites, that's pretty cool. They didn't really change anything about how their stats or how their guns or how their abilities work. The only thing they really clarified is that you can have Sisters of Silence in that Vanguard detachment, meaning you got to have at least 3 squads of 5 Sisters of Silence in that detachment. But you can have them in an army and they don't break up being battle forged, and they don't keep a unit from being able to use things that need specific. The example they give is that you can take Sisters of Silence, take a Vanguard detachment, Sisters of Silence in a Space Marines army, and the Space Marines don't lose their combat doctrines and they don't lose any of that. They still have their combat doctrine. They can have Sisters of Silence with it. So that's really cool. I immediately thought of taking, I mean, if I don't play them, but if you were playing, say, the Black Templars that don't use Psychers. You could take the Black Templars and then spend 150 points, get 3 squads of 5-man bolter girls, and Psychers that are a -3 to do their crap, which I thought was pretty cool. So you can now use them in anybody else's army. But the other thing is that they also have another specific ability. I believe it's called Talons of the Emperor, that they don't have to be in their own detachment in a Custodes army. You can throw Sisters of Silence directly in a Custodes army. They don't get the benefits of being in a Custodes army, but they don't take away from the Custodes on their own. So let's say you just want 1 squad, or you just want these guys. They can now be part of Custodes without any cost. So for 188 points, you get the 2 of these guys. I've been looking over their core rules, their basic rules, because they put these out like in February. They were not playable until Friday or Saturday, whenever War of the Spider came out. And basically, these 2, now that they're playable, he's a shield captain with a relic guardian spear, and she is
a witch hunter that hunts down dangerous psychers and other aberrants of that nature.
Well,
with
she's
a relic weapon of her own.
And the thing is, her relic weapon is
Of course.
Well, there's a whole unit of that her kind of people.
Yes.
I think it looks like her sword has. It looks like her sword has 1 less strength, but has 1 more AP. But she also has 1 more wound and 1 more attack. No. She has many more wounds. She has like 3 more wounds, and because normally they're 2 wound units, so she's got 3 more wounds and 2 extra attacks as opposed to the normal ones of her unit. So she's actually pretty buffed. I'm gonna like using them. I don't know if I'm gonna do another group of sisters, but I'm gonna like sticking them in there because one of the things I've noticed, although I might actually do a group of 5 sisters, just the bolter sisters, for that secondary +1. So they give a cumulative -2 to any psychers that within 18 of. And the neat thing is that there's a kind of standard bearer that the Custodes get that'll give them a 5+ invul save. So suddenly they become much more survivable. So I'm kind of excited. I've been working on this Custodes army in anticipation of War of the Spider, and I finished it up, or pretty close to finishing up, just in time. So I'm happy about that. I was reading of the Death Guard stuff. Man, the Death Guard got a boost. If you hated Death Guard before now, you're gonna hate them now. They are much more survivable. And they got a couple of, I mean, they got so many boosts. There was a couple rules I had to get some explanation on, but now they have more shooting, and now they have more resiliency and more survivability. So they really don't want to die now. I really, really like what they're doing. And in the upcoming 9th edition rules, where vehicles will be able to Kaiju, my buddy. It's Kaiju Shorts.
Hi, Kaiju!
Oh my god. Very excited. That's my drink. All right then. You're just letting me drone on, and you don't even care, do you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Trying to explain myself. Guess I'm doing it poorly. Death Guard are awesome. The book's great. If you play Death Guard, you want this book. You really, really do. If you play Custodes, you really want this book. If you want to play Sisters of Silence, you need this book. And then there's Bile himself. I don't know how to feel about him. I love him as a character. I mean, I just love the fact that he is if there is an identifying most evil in all of 40K that's not the Necrons, it's Fabius Bile. The man looks down on everybody because they're pathetic. He looks down on Abaddon. Yeah, you're a failure. He looks down at the other Primarchs. You're just a science experiment gone awry. And he's just so superior. And then I looked at his new thing. So he actually is a brand new chapter, effectively, for Marines, for Chaos Marines. They get an ability when they become, if the thing is that he has to be the warlord. So he doesn't have a warlord ability. He's just, you name him as the warlord, and now everybody becomes agents of Bile. Now the thing is, Agents of Bile, the chapter ability of all the chapter abilities is probably the most direct I've seen. +1 to movement, +1 to strength. That's huge. That is monstrous because it works on all infantry, all biker units, and all hellbrutes. So the only thing that doesn't get the +1 to strength are vehicles, demon engines. That's still crazy. I'm looking at doing an army that's being composed of a couple greater possessed. Basically it's a possessed bomb. It's got a couple greater possessed, a couple of regular possessed, a couple of forged fiends, and some disco lords, backed up by some Marines to hold objectives while they go and kill everything that gets in the way. Disco lords, yeah.
They kill everybody with disco fever?
No, dance. They fire big machine guns and tentacles at them until you stop moving.
You know, how are you supposed to eliminate anyone when you're doing it with disco fever? This is not a war, this is cyberbullying. Sorry.
No, that's funny. That's very funny. And that's the thing I thought about. And the thing is, I've been going back and forth between doing them as Red Corsairs or Emperor's Children, as my lovely wife knows. You were just needed.
The director needed to come in and
he's needed today.
I want to see. I got to draw that. A bunch of nurglings. I mean, I freaking drew a bunch of imps.
Hi, I'm Danny Terrio, and this is Dance Beaver. And draw him up as a Chaos Lord.
I
yeah
did a bunch of imps dabbing.
I play a warlock in played a warlock in World of Warcraft. That was demonology, and I usually had like five or six of the little guys, the imps, around me at any time. So it was. She was like, oh, they dab.
So I drew his warlock, and they're all dabbing, and one of them is doing it backwards, one of them is doing it upside down, and one of them has a pumpkin on his head.
It's a good time.
My
demons were idiots. We role played as much as we did the serious part of the game, so I was always punting or kicking or slapping my demons for being idiots.
And they liked it.
They liked it.
It's how he showed his affection for them. So yeah, no, I did a bunch of I drew a bunch of imps. I drew his blueberry, putting his hand up next to his face, going like this.
I don't know you people.
And he's like sweat dropping. He's just like, and yeah, the imp that was dabbing upside down, he's doing a handstand and he's got his legs in the. And one of them has a pumpkin on his head. Because Overlord, you send the little brown imps into the pumpkin patch to destroy them, and they come back wearing the Miss helmets.
So,
you do.
like you do. So,
Yes.
the ability to get
Welcome back.
+1 movement and +1 strength for everybody in the army, basically, is massive.
Oh, I see. I see.
Massive. His stratagems, though, are kind of okay. I mean, they're not bad. They're kind of okay. So, I don't know. I may have to go to tabletop simulator and play a couple fake matches and see if that works out okay.
Commodore. He said, he remembers Commodore. It's a great game. Oh. I'm being used to get closer to him.
Ow, no, you big doof. Get away, you big doof. Doof.
Notice how he thinks he's a lapdog.
He's a big doof.
He knows him.
I take good mama loves. I go away. So yeah, the book's great. I would say of all the books so far, it's one of the better ones. It's even hard to say because they've all been pretty good. I think everybody that got a book that fit their needs, it was good. I mean, the Saga of the Beast was amazing. The Greater Good was awesome. The only one I heard that really wasn't all that great was the one for the Blood Angels and the Tyranid. I heard that one was kind of meh.
All I can think is based on what I've heard, what's going on with the Tyranids and whatnot. Every time I think of that, all I can just hear is the Tyranids going, "Send more paramedics."
Oh my God!
Except for in this case, it would be send more reinforcements.
Buddy, what is going on?
You would think this dog never gets loved. He's like seriously trying to climb on.
I know. So
Either way.
It's a good book. It's a very good book. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. So now we're starting to see the leaks and the previews that they're putting out for Pariah.
With a Necron cover.
It's a Necron cover using the name of the lost Necron unit, the Necron Pariahs.
Aren't those is that the name? Okay, Heinrich may be able to tell me. Because I've heard that the Pariahs were, when I read that little short story about the Illuminator and how he was talking to those other ancient ones, are they the Pariah unit?
Pariah was a unit that they had a couple editions ago.
Okay.
That was...
Are you happy now?
It was a big melee sword swinging...
Wow.
It was a big melee sword swinging type Necron. It was like an immortal. It was like an immortal, but it had a big...
Oh, they had these
halberd things that were just devastating. And then they just disappeared. They like suddenly... Oh, and that was the other thing. They were anti-psychers. They had anti-psycher abilities too. That was it.
This dog is seriously...
Okay, that is enough.
Apparently our producer felt the need that he wanted to add a little bit to this. I was unaware that Glitchguard and Anti-Psyker...
Oh, they were human Necron hybrids.
That's
gross.
Terrifying.
That's gross.
That's terrifying.
And then they got rid of them.
They just disappeared?
They just disappeared out of the book. They was like one edition. What do you call it?
Yeah, they haven't disappeared. The Silent King went and rounded them all up and is fully converting them now.
Yeah. What it was when they first announced the name of the book, Nick at IDIC Beer talked about what Pariahs were and the hope that the Pariahs would be returning in this book. And then they got the new unit, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be good. Yeah, it's going to be awesome." And then we got to see the table of contents for the book. The Necrons get 2 pages. 2 pages.
And it's mostly apparently just lore stuff.
Well, no, there's apparently, I mean, it's
Okay, sir.
It's an Inquisitor
I
book.
love you.
Yeah.
Get off me now. Please get off.
Go. Yeah, it's Inquisitor.
Gone. Oh, so they're sitting with Malal.
Yeah, they're hanging out with Malal.
They're hanging out with Malal, looking in on reality, going, when I get back, I'll make them all pay.
Would you like some hot chocolate? Nice.
You gotta stop doing this to yourself, mate.
So yeah, and who knows? Maybe we will see them. Maybe we will see them come in ninth, considering the Necrons are not just getting a couple new figures; they're getting they're getting an overhaul from top to bottom. Warriors are getting they got all new models, completely different. They're getting rid of that clear rod. They're not going to need that clear rod piece anymore.
Which annoyed the heck out of the Plague Child, I should point out.
Well, it annoyed me a little bit because I went out of the way because I knew Necrons were coming in the new edition. I went and got a big pack of these blue rods, and well, we have yet to see. You say no more flying cast. We have not seen any flayed ones in plastic yet, mister. Flayed ones are still out there. And the only reason I know about flayed ones is because I've seen some of the best conversions for flayed ones because people were using them in Kill Team. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole. I mean, they're getting a whole bunch. The Indomitus box is all new units except for the Warriors, and even like I said, they're a brand new cast. And
passive aggressives.
Passive aggressives.
I don't know what they were. I saw a picture of this. I think it was the Commodore sent it in our Discord, where I don't know what they are. They're a type of Marine of some nature. And they look like they're wearing bulky armor that have flamethrowers on them. And I don't know what kind of aggressor they are. So they so somebody taped over the first word and it says passive. So you look at the box, it says passive aggressor. And then they put a word bubble on it, one of the Marines going, oh, these are chaos. Well, I suppose someone had to. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I want some of those. Mostly because they're flamethrowers.
That's a regular aggressor.
Oh, I did not know that.
Primaris aggressors.
Sorry, Jose. Back to painting my weapon.
And stab me repeatedly while it's cleaning it. Well, that's what Fine Cast does. Fine Cast, it hates everybody.
Equally.
I mean, it's the bad thing. When companies like Spellcrow and Cromlech can get decent resin, good casts, clean, bubble-free, slip-free resin casts, and GW, who makes more money in a quarter than the two of them combined in like 5 years, uses Fine Cast. Ugh, what is wrong with you, GW?
Yeah. Pay for it.
You can get the flame ones in the easy to build kits for aggressors. Yeah, that's the thing. The easy build aggressors, which will probably be one of your first units after you earn a box set after I get mine.
How do I earn a box set exactly?
By being a good wife.
Now, perhaps in front of all of these viewers, you can explain to me exactly what it is a good wife has to do that I'm not doing.
I didn't say you weren't not doing it already. You're missing my point.
You said I have to be a good wife in order to get
You have to be a good wife, so that means you can't be naughty. You have to stay being the nice and wonderful wife that you are. No being naughty. No being mouthy.
So, real quick poll for those of you who are watching. If I acted like that, would you suspect I was sick? Especially to the 2 people that are in this chat that come over to my house on a regular basis. My nose itches. Oh my god, my nose itches. Ah, my nose itches so bad. And I'm in so much freaking pain. Oh my god. So, I still love you.
I love you too.
Dead man streaming. Dead man's not. No, Dead man's my husband. He's not streaming. My other husband in that game. Where's the funny Matt?
It's a thing about Drake women. They're all a pain in the ass.
I'm
All of them.
not technically a Drake woman.
What's your last name? You're a Drake
By
woman.
marriage.
Doesn't matter. Makes you Drake woman.
Well, I'm gonna take that as a damn compliment because I've met your sister.
So yeah. The flame ones are in there. They're really great. I actually want the bolter ones, which is why I don't really want the easy build ones. Because
I saw them and they look like they're wearing these, like their armor looks larger than.
yeah, they're wearing Gravis armor.
And both of their hands look like they're,
They got twin power fists with a flamer on each back of each hand.
Yeah, and I thought that just looked so cool because I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's a Gravis armor.
You don't have anything like that.
I don't have any of those. Remember, every time I went to go get one, well, do you really need them? Well, no, not really. Do I really want them? Yes. Do you really need them? No.
Story
How
of our
badly do you
lives.
want them? Yeah, a lot.
Story of our lives right there. How bad do you want it?
And it's not like I've printed 3 out that you'll be able to use for your army with the circle dragon on the shoulder. Yeah, I know your back hurts.
And
Did you take some pain pills?
it's just I'm really tight.
No? It's up to you. All right, so Pariah. We're looking forward to Pariah, mainly because Pariah. Are you leaving me?
Yes, unfortunately. I'm
She's
gonna send you
leaving.
out.
She's
You guys get the plague child back.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna be all alone.
I just I got off work. Quick question: do you guys have any recommendations on
OSL painting tutorials.
Heinrich? Hit it.
Heinrich has a wonderful painting tutorial for OSL.
Yes, he has many of them.
Kaiju, how about
Just give him the.
Kaiju? Are you in Weather Pigs? Discord? Because if you are, I'll get you an invite to my Discord, and then we can get you Heinrich's tutorial. He has a great tutorial that she used. I have a couple other
I
ones.
haven't listened to the AOS ones. I used.
I'll get you an invite to mine, and you can get. Heinrich Botha's got a great one that he actually showed us.
Yeah, he's constantly looking up stuff. He's found me many things for non-metal metallics, OSLs, all. He's got a link. He's got a know. He knows a guy someplace, and it's just been awesome. Unfortunately, folks, I had a very long day. I actually got a full shift today at work, so yay! But I hurt quite a bit, so I unfortunately need to check out and go put my feet up. Okay. Much love to everybody. I will see everybody this Saturday for the UK stream. So, yay!
Gotta go to the channel here. Pariah is because really soon after Pariah, we're going to get Indominus and we're going to get 9th edition. And I want to get this table cleared off and get playing. I want to get some games. And it's one of the things that I'm trying to remember the basic rules of 8th and keep playing them. But there's going to be so many new rules in 9th. One of the things I really want to do is I want to do a basics, how to start from the basics in ninth. And I want to start as soon as ninth hits the ground, start from the very beginning, how to play the game. So that's the goal. We're going to start from the very beginning. Did the stream die? Not as far as I know. Was it dead? Am I here? No, it's fine to me. I didn't see anything come up. I think it's just you, Kami. So one of the things we're going to try and do for when 9th edition drops is we're going to start from the very beginning of how to play the game. We're going to start off with yes, exactly. We're going to sit down and we lagged for a bit. Oh, weird. Okay. Well, I mean, it happens. So let me back up a second here. Kaiju, there's a link in Weather Pig's Discord to get you a link over to mine. And Heinrich, throw in a link to that wonderful OSL in the general chat. If you could throw a link to that, that'd be great. Would be very useful out there. So there's that. Secondly, yeah, we're gonna, with the dropping of 9th, we're gonna start, like, hopefully we're gonna do an unboxing the weekend we get the box, because we're set up to get the box the weekend it comes out. So boom, live, open it up. That following weekend, we want to have a starting to play Warhammer, and to start from the very beginning to go over. Of course, Kaiju, anytime, buddy. There's other channels down in there for my Patreon members, but the general chat is open to anybody that wants to come hang out with me. So, and I try to check in at most of the day. You know, since I'm not working right now, I spend a lot of time in that channel just kind of chatting with people all day long. So, because you're in a different part of the world, you'll see me. But we want to teach people how to play Warhammer, and I figure the more people we get playing Warhammer, the better it is for everyone. I'm going to teach Lenise how to play from the very beginning, and see if we can get her interested in building an army of something to find what appeals to her. That's the big thing, and that's the big thing. You know, she's not a war gamer; she's a gamer, and she's awesome. She's a role player, and she's a great. Oh my God, she's such an incredible painter. I really need to show off. I don't do a art of the week, but I try to push her stuff whenever I see it over to Frost and Fists. Yeah, I'll tell you, Kaiju, you and I were in the same boat. I got out during third or fourth edition. I got out in like the mid to later 90s, like 97. I got out of the game. When I got out, there were no Tau, there were no Necrons. Those did not exist. And I got out, and I got back into the game about a year and a half ago, so about the midpoint of 8th edition. And 8th edition was a blast, because in a lot of ways, 8th edition was simplified down to get me back into the new rules. Because I remember trying to get back in 7th. A friend of mine gifted me a 7th edition box set. And I tried getting it, and those rules were so complicated. I was lost. I was absolutely lost trying to play the game. And I was just like, no, never mind. I love the figures, but I'm not getting back into this. And then 8th edition came out, and I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll do this. So, and it was actually Kill Team that got me back in. And by the time I got to the store, you couldn't get the Kill Team. You couldn't get the Kill Team starter box anymore. My man, Rob, what is going on? How are you, sir? Good to see you. Yeah, I think that is Heinrich. I think that's the one. So yeah, when we start up with 9th, we're going to do an unboxing the weekend that 9th comes out, and then hopefully we're going to do a weekly like a 15-minute video, just a real short one, but going over basics on each portion of how the game is played up to, and then we're going to have an ongoing crusade campaign with. Yeah, you need to, because your painting is phenomenal. We're going to do a series of basically her combination of either doing her Drukari Yanari or her she wants to do her salamanders, and I've got a chaos army I want to build and put together. I have a space wolf army that maybe could come into conflict with her over certain things, and I also have my Nurgle army. Where am a skull session? I don't know if I did. I saw the live stream you were doing. If that's the format you're talking about, where you're doing a live stream talking about 9th edition and the Indominus box set. If that's what you're talking about, I thought that was great. I thought that was actually a really great stream, my man. It was really good. Very informative. I only got to watch like 2/3 of it because I had to run, as I had some things to do that morning, and I'm going to go back and watch it. But yeah, what I saw, I really liked. So if that's what you're talking about, there's something else I have not yet, but I'll be hitting it up. I'm going to be up for another 4 or 5 hours yet. My sleep schedule's all kind of screwy right now. Painting all day, sleep late in the night, sleep till noon. Trying to get those back to normal. It's hard. It's hard trying to keep it to a normal schedule when the world's still kind of on hold all around you. But if you're talking about that one there, that was specific. That was really, really good stuff. I love your Indominus stuff. Good stuff there. We should have a package being sent to you probably tomorrow that you should get by the end of the week. So I do have your address. Keep an eye out for it. So we got about 15 minutes left. I've kind of said a few things on it already, kind of spotted it here and there. And I guess I'm just going to kind of jump in it with both feet. So a little bit of warning alert. This is not hobby related, but hobby related. One of the big reasons that we're going to want to do these kind of tutorial videos is to bring more people into the game. There is a serious lack of, in my opinion, there's a serious lack of diversity in the game. There are very few female players. They may be different in your local area, but there's in my area, there's a very few. It is notable who the female players are. It is very notable how few people of color there are that play or are involved with the game. I think that's a damn shame. And a lot of that comes from some of the older attitudes on the game. I remember when I first got into the game, back in '92, I brought along like a female gamer friend of mine, and she was looking at some of the stuff. There was a match going on at the store we're at, And she was made to feel very uncomfortable. Now, I mean, this is a long time ago, but she was definitely made to feel very uncomfortable about it. Because she was made to feel like she was intruding or an outsider. And a few years later, I got married to a gamer chick. And I say that because I met her through a role-playing game. So she was a gamer through and through. And she was kind of interested in the pretty figures and how they got painted and all that. And I took her to the store and I was introducing her to stuff. And again, she was really made to feel like an outsider and decided it wasn't for her. I remember going to gaming stores, and I grew up in a pretty poor neighborhood. I grew up in a pretty bad neighborhood. And I introduced my friends to the stuff that I enjoyed, which was gaming, was the hobby. And I remembered it was, to me, always very obvious that when the three of us would go into a gaming store, my buddy T and my buddy Bean would be very closely monitored by the management of the place. Even though myself and my other buddy Dan, as the two white guys of the quartet, really weren't. And even though the four of us came in together, the two of them would get watched a lot closer. Yet we all grew up in the same neighborhood, going to the same school. Our families all knew each other. Our parents all knew each other. We hung out in all the same circles. The difference was that I lived on 48th Street, and Dan lived on 42nd, and Terrence lived on 37th. And the fact that me and Dan were a couple of white guys, and T and Bean were black guys. I will never forget being 16 years old and going to a team building thing with a bunch of guys that I played sports with in what at the time was kind of a posh suburb of my hometown, and us getting pulled over by the cops and them telling everybody to get out of the car, and me watching my guys getting thrown up on the hood and thrown on the back and having guns drawn on them when 5 big black guys piled out of a car. And the moment I got out of the car, the attitude completely changed. The attitude 100% changed. They stopped even talking to the guys I was with, and they directed all the conversation with me. They talked to me. They talked at me. They asked me what was going on. When I explained that we were going to a movie as a team building exercise for our football team, they explained, well, we're just sorry. We've gotten some reports, some guys that met the description of you guys, but we can see you guys are just being teenagers. Just be careful, be mindful of where you're at, which was a very nice way of saying, just remember, this is a very white suburban neighborhood, and your friends make everyone nervous. And I remember getting back in the car, and this event has stuck with me my entire life. I will never forget that day, because I remember getting back in the car with all my friends, and we got in the car, and a couple of guys were grumbling, and my buddy Rilla just starts laughing. He just starts laughing, and he's like, man, Adrian, that is why we bring you along. And they all started joking about it. It was a good time. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I grew up going to a school where I was one of a very small handful of white students. And so I have a different perspective, I think, from a lot of middle-aged to middle America white guys. I went from there into the Army, and I joined the infantry. And the infantry is mostly people from either very poor backgrounds or people from very uneducated backgrounds. Because you need to get in the infantry, you need to just be able to pass the physical. That's it. There's no other requirements. So your bad education, your poor reading level, your poor reading habits, your poor schooling habits, none of that mattered. I joined the infantry because I wanted adventure. I was dumb and I wanted adventure. And I joined in, and it was amazing to me how many of these guys, but even what was crazy with, you see some of the backlash. A lot of these guys were from down south, and a lot of these white guys were from down south. And it's very interesting because my unit was actually a very veteran unit. I came in, I was the first new guy in that unit in a year and a half. And in the military, they don't put up with that crap. Racism isn't a thing when you're being taught that if you're going to have people shooting at you, you need to be able to count on the people on your left and your right to protect your life and save your life. And they need to know they can count on you to do the same. And even as a quite naive Midwestern kid, that was something drilled into my head. And you add it along with the fact that I grew up in a neighborhood where my best friends weren't my skin color. Goobertown Hobbies put out a video about a week ago. Got a lot of comments on it. And Uncle Adam at Tabletop Minions put out a video earlier this week too. And they said some very important things, and they said some very poignant things, and they said some things that need to be said. And one of the things that has been talked about, and I participate in a couple of very progressive leaning 40K groups on Reddit. And there was a statement that was made by Uncle Adam that kind of resounded, and this is why I'm kind of saying this. It's easier for a YouTuber to not say anything and just be complicit and just let things go by. It's not going to affect your viewer count. It's not going to affect your subscriber count to not take a stand. But by not taking a stand, you're also complicit in letting it go by. And if there is one thing I am not, and anybody who knows me knows of anything, I am not complicit. You guys might remember a few months ago during the primaries, standing in line for hours in the rain, in the mess, in the crap, because I was not going to not have my voice heard. Because this country gave my family freedom. This country freed my family from fascism. So that being said, I'm glad we have a Pride Month because it's needed. It's needed to highlight the people in the LGBTQ spectrum. I'm glad and I support BLM. I support the Me Too movement. I believe that women's rights, reproductive rights, racial rights, it's not a political thing. Those are human rights. It's general decency. I think we all owe it to everyone around us to make this game, this hobby, this thing we build friendships with, to make it accessible to more people, to invite more people in. Whether you're painting models or playing games or kit bashing or just talking about lore. We need to make it more inviting so that everybody knows that everybody is welcome and that everybody has a place at the table and everybody has the same place and the same right to be at that table. I felt like if I didn't say anything, I wasn't being true to who I am. I'm a guy that goes out and protests. I'm a guy that goes out and stumps for people I believe in. So I had to take that moment, and I hope it didn't upset anybody. Yeah, but you're filthy Xenos. You don't count. You're not people. All right. All the heavy stuff done. What's said is said. I just want my friends, my family, my people to know where I am and where I stand on this. So thank you. Thank you for being here to share this hobby with me. And thank you for being here for all these crazy, stupid things we do here on this channel. We're gonna have I love all you guys. I really do. I honestly can say that from the bottom of my heart. I love all of you. I love you so much. You guys bring me so much joy. Okay, this weekend, 10 a.m., the noon-ish Central Standard Time, we are going to have a UK-friendly stream. I am hoping that we will have a couple special guests, Commodore and Phoenix. But if not, I know that they are going to be coming over Saturday, and we're going to try and get a game in and hopefully get a battle report in, or at least try and get some shots for just some fun dice rolling based fun on the table. Whether or not we get an actual battle report out of it, or we just get an hour video of us making idiots of ourselves, we'll do something. I also want to give a big shout out to all my people here tonight. Thank you so much for coming by. I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys are the best. Please ring that bell and hit that subscribe button if you are not. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Let people know. That lets YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. Comment in any of my videos. I really appreciate it. And lastly, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreons. You guys give me cash. You guys tell me I do a good job and give me a little bit of extra cash. It lets me buy hobby materials like Zip Kicker, which is one of the things I'm going to be getting with it. And like this can of Strong Tone, which has let me make some of the best looking custodians I possibly could. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. So I want to give big love out to my patrons. First off, at the Battle Brother level, we have the incomparable, the wonderful, the zany Inquisitor Zane, and the man, the myth, the somewhat legendary YouTuber himself, Mini Warmutt, who we're praying is not going to kill his daughter's boyfriend with that Smith & Wesson lead belcher he's talking about. Secondly, we have our two Tier 2 Battle Leader level Patreon members. We have Heinrich. Oh my God, I think I have a tutorial for that Botha, and Jell the Bookman Bookish. Lastly, we have our three great tier 3 warlord level patrons. We have my brother, the man who taught me everything I know and a lot of things I don't remember anymore, the wonderful master modeler, Alex Drake. We have the incomparable, the incredible Wolf brother, the man, the myth, the also somewhat legendary truck driving James Clap Dem Cheeks. And lastly, we have coming in from high orbit with the gleam of 1,000 suns and the shine of 1,000 pounds of wax, the amazing wielder of the band hammer himself, the amazing Commodore. If you guys had a good time with this, thank you so much. Once again, we do this every Tuesday, 7:30 to 9 p.m., sometimes going a little over Central U.S. time. We're going to try this month to do that kind of a recreate of this on our Saturday stream. If that goes well, we're going to try and do that once a month. Big shout outs to all the people here. Again, Kaiji Shorts, Heinrich Botha, Phoenix, Miniatures Paintfresh, Rob at TMP. You guys are all just some really great people. Who else we got in here still? Man, just a group of, there's 6 here, but we know what's going on. My brother Al, Commodore, you guys are all the best. I love y'all so much. And from the bottom of my heart and from Lady G, remember, epic your board and epic your game. When you do all those, you epic your life. Game on, my friends, and take care of itself. And take care of each other.